Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Hello and welcome to today's Battletech presentation. We are looking at a brand new machine once again today with the Revision RX-78, which is a brand new thing out of the Federated Suns. You'll have some people calling it the Amuro as well, which is the name of the original machine designer, Raymond Amuro, who apparently was working for the Republic of the Sphere. He was working on those Leos, which we talked about in another video, some kind of weird omnimech that doesn't use pods, but really everything is handheld on them, or at least the majority of it is handheld on them. This basically follows that same concept, but using more inner sphere technology. Let's say a lower technology base than what we had seen with the Leo, even though the price point is quite a bit higher in order to make it, well, fairly efficient overall. It's a pretty decent machine at 55 tons. It kind of reminds me of your 275 Mafia kind of mech, same kind of performance in terms of speed, 86 kilometers per hour top speed, but it also has a mask, or is it a supercharger? It's a supercharger on this one, giving it a top speed of 108 or so kilometers per hour in a straight line for short periods of time, which is pretty decent here. It uses basic parts that you can find on, well, let's say other 275 mechs, that Nissan 275, fairly common in other designs with the same weight range. But this time it's a brand new chassis, the Mechwarrior K78, which is humanoid with both hands and some sort of cowl around the head as well to mount additional machine guns, things like that. Those are hard mounted, unlike the Leo where you could omni swap them out. Those are really hard mounted in the head. You'll see that in a few of those inner sphere machines that we're going to talk about in that particular bracket range. A lot of them have those head-mounted weapons or shoulder-mounted ones that look like they're head-mounted. It has a jump capacity of 150 meters, so yes, it's basically a replacement for your Griffins, your Wolverines. Probably not for your Shadowhawk because it doesn't do everything the Shadowhawk can do, which is just about everything not very well, which is okay because that's what we like the Shadowhawk for. But this one here, it's a decent enough idea. It does come with a pretty hefty price range, around 18 million C-bills. If you want to get all the weapon options, you're probably going to be dropping something around 22 million. And you're going to have to find someone in the Federated Suns to sell those to you because they're, well, not selling them. Those are restricted to special forces at the moment. They have been seen serving in the Davion Reconquista and in some of them in the Davion Grand Crusade as well. Unlike the Leo we talked about the other day, this one has a torso-mounted cockpit, which means the pilot is better protected and you won't be decapitated. Well, if you get decapitated, you're not going to be dead. That's something that's sometimes a little bit cool, but it takes a lot of room in that center torso to put that cockpit and the sensor module and the life support modules and everything. What happened in this case, they put also a compact gyro to save just on room to be able to put a few more things in that center torso, including a jump jet. The head is uses a machine gun array with 2 machine guns for proper anti-infantry work, and the ammo packages are all kept in the right torso with a case 2 protecting them. And you're going to have quite a few weapons that use the ammo, and all of them are going to be loaded in that right torso. The left torso and pretty much the entire left side of the Amuro is all restricted for internal use. It makes it a little bit more restrictive than other machines we've discussed, but a lot of them also use that small shield that you see a lot of those Operation Zeta machine use. Not very common on most mechs nowadays, but more and more common on Beavs. So we'll see if shields really catch on in the future. They do bring you a little bit more protection, so not always a bad idea. So torso-mounted cockpit, XL engine, 40 engine to save on weight, making it fairly fragile, especially compared to that Leo, which was rather tough. Almost the maximum amount of armor that you can mount on 55 tons, pretty much the most effective kind of loadout you can do. You could probably move some armor from the front to the back That really depends on what you intend those things to do. The targeting computer and the communication system is taken off in Enforcer, the one that has the torso-mounted cockpit. So there's some parts that are reused on there from other mechs, at least for the electronics. If we were to look at the weapon kits available, there's quite a few. I've got the different models open here, and I've got some more images on them. The most common one that I've heard of is the one using an EVPPC. It's a capacitor-powered EVPPC. You can either let it charge and shoot it for more damage or shoot it as often as possible. It's in a Griffin-like gun mount. You can see the gun mount itself there, actually. And you have an Angel ECM that's mounted on the shoulder as well to increase your defense against different problems that could occur. You get 2 extra heat sinks to kind of control the heat this fairly big gun's going to use. There's a Gatling gun mount. This one I don't have a picture of, unfortunately. There's a Gatling gun mount, which is basically the gun taken off one of the brand new Jaeger mech from Aus Davion. It's a Clan Ultra AC-10 with 3 tons of ammo and that Angel ECM. You're going to be able to put out a decent amount of fire with that. There is this sniper model here using a light Gauss rifle with 3 tons of ammo. They are working on either modernizing the light Gauss rifle using some more modern technologies or possibly mounting a Clan Gauss rifle instead for future sniper models. We'll see when that happens. I don't know where the Federated Suns are going right now. We've got a bazooka option. Looks kind of fancy. It's actually a Thunderbolt 15 launcher, which is a good weapon. Not super common or super popular, not one of the most popular, let's say. But let's see, do I have it here? Yes, I do. Okay. Thunderbolt 15s give you a very good range, but you do, like LRMs, you have a minimum range associated with them. So if something gets close by, well, you'll have to kick, punch, smack them with your shield, or shoot them with the machine guns. The Thunderbolt 15 is not gonna be the best there. You get 16 shots in 4 tons of ammo. Thunderbolt missiles are pretty big and pretty heavy, but you get great range for them. And unless the other guy has an advanced anti-missile system, they're still, I would say, equivalent to at least an autocannon in terms of destructive power. Next up, what do we have? A standard assault rifle. This one is a very basic kind of weapon. It really looks like an assault rifle. It's a Rotary AC-5 mounted in it with 3 tons of reload in actual magazines. I have seen this particular weapon get reloaded on the field, which was very surprising. I have a gun cam of that. The mech was out of ammo. They run up to a resupply truck that they had over there, grab a magazine off of it, and slams it into the magazine chamber of the assault rifle and starts shooting again. This is, well, revolutionary for battle mechs, but any infantry commanders would be like, yeah, well, what's weird about that? Well, for us battle mech people, this is brand new. There is a brace version, which is a brace of weapons. It's basically, if you know what a Nova's fist look like, it's basically you put in the RX-78's and into it, and there's 3 variable speed pulse lasers surrounding it, which they can use for really short range combat, being variable speed pulse lasers. They will give you massive amount of damage at short range, but you get no long range weapon. Well, we had a lot of other variants here. We had a lot of long range weapon, but no short range one. Kind of having to trade one for the other. There is an EWAR configuration which uses both an Angel ECM and a Bloodhound active probe. What you also get is a battle mech sword, a re-engineered laser, and 2 ER medium lasers underslung under the arm. Very weird kind of setup. I'm not used to how that looks. I've seen the ads for it, basically. This one doesn't have the shield, but has that sword mounted in the arm, which basically means if you take out the shield, you could probably mount that sword in if you moved things around. That's the thing with those things. They're not really omnimechs, but since it's things that they carry in their hands and they're able to use off of their hands, they're pretty decent here at modularity. If you move things around, you can't go over that 55-ton limit because that's what the chassis would let you do with the myomer that's installed on it. What else do we have? We have a brawler model with basically it's a shotgun. It's a sawn-off shotgun with 2 PPCs in it. It's a pair of snub-nose PPC, and you get a hatchet. Well, it's a huge machete, actually, on the other end, which it can use to bash people in. Not a terrible setup, once again. You don't get the range, but snub-nose PPCs are actually pretty decent in terms of range. Not the best weapon on the market, not the worst weapon on the market. This one here, if you're doing city fights, will probably be one of your top picks. Once again, you can take out that machete, hatchet, replace it with a shield, replace it with more heat sinks. I'm not sure what all the options would be in this particular setup. I don't know just how modular the RX-78 is in the long run compared to the Leo, which I played with. This one I've only seen gun cams for. What else do we have? There was the brawler. There is a 178 variant that they're working on using a little bit more advanced technology. Basically some clan grade gear. Clan grade endo steel for the body, so you're saving up room. That left side that was entirely or more or less entirely used up by internal equipment is now a bit more free. The picture we have here is actually one of those 178 from what I understand. The end module might be a little bit different. This one here is apparently a brand new prototype with a small shield and a Streak SRM4 mounted on the top of it, which gives it a bit of firepower on both arms, which is probably a little bit better than having all your guns on a single side. This is a model in evolution. We're probably going to see more weapons kit for it, more equipment for it. We're going to hear some more talks about it. Some Curitans have had very, very bad experiences facing the revision RX-78 Amuro. So hopefully at some point in the future, we get better details on it and maybe some more gun cam or battle recording for it. It is on Flanagan's for your Comnet's usage. If you go on there, you will have access to the design itself, the design specs, and their internal. Also have access to all the basic models. You have access to all the basic model internal specifications and just a basic idea of the record sheets that we have here that we use as technicians to give us an idea of like where the armor is, where the weapons are, how the darn thing is built. If you really want to have access to it, you have access to it from the Comnet location. We have also an image of a new machine from our friends in the Curitan space. This one here, we're probably going to be talking about next week, as I've started getting some details out of it. It's a bit different. It uses the same kind of concepts, but we're going to go in depth into it. So I hope you guys have a very nice rest of your day. I thank you for listening to me for so long, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.